Hey there and welcome. Ever just stop and think, what am I actually made of? I don't mean in some philosophical way, but like physically. What are the actual fundamental building blocks that come together to create, well, you? Today we are going on an incredible journey following the blueprint of the human body from the ground up.
So let's get right into it. What are you really made of? The answer, it turns out, is way more amazing than you might think. It's a story that literally starts with non-living dust and ends with the complex, thinking, feeling person that you are right now. Okay, let's dive in.
So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to zoom in, way in. We're going to peel back the layers of you, one by one. We'll start with the whole person and travel all the way down to the basic chemicals you're made of. This journey of scale is the absolute key to understanding how it all fits together.
All right, our journey begins at the very bottom, at what we call the chemical level. This is the non-living foundation that all life is built on. You can think of it as the raw material for the entire magnificent structure of you.
So at the absolute rock bottom level of your organization, you are made of atoms. You know, things like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Atoms are the smallest possible little bits of these elements, the true fundamental building blocks of everything in the universe. And that includes you.
Now here's the thing. Atoms are kind of social. They rarely stay alone. They love to link up. And when two or more of them combine, they form molecules. Think of water, that's H2O, or carbon dioxide, CO2. These simple combinations are the very next step up the ladder. But here's the crazy part. So far, none of this is actually alive. Not yet.
And that brings us to the most incredible leap in this whole story. This is the moment where chemistry becomes biology. We're now entering the cellular level, or as I like to call it, life's bustling factory.
And this is the key, you guys. The cell is the smallest living structure. It's the basic unit of life itself. Everything we just talked about, the atoms and molecules, they're just the parts. The cell is the first functioning machine. This is where the magic really, truly begins.
Okay, so every good factory needs walls and some top-notch security, right? Well, for the cell, that's the plasma membrane. And it's not just some simple wall, it's a super smart selective barrier. It's made of this clever stuff called a phospholipid bilayer. Just think of it as a double-layered, oily film with bouncers at the door that carefully controls what gets in and what stays out.
So how do things actually get past these bouncers? Well, there are two main ways. First, you've got passive transport. This is like going with the flow, just floating effortlessly down a river. It takes zero energy. But then, you've got active transport. This is the total opposite. It's like trying to paddle upstream, pushing against the current. And to do that, the cell has to spend energy in the form of a molecule called ATP.
Inside this amazing little factory, you've got all these different departments, which we call organelles, and each one has a super specific job. The mitochondria, they're the power plants, cranking out energy. The ribosomes act as the assembly lines, building essential proteins. The Golgi apparatus is kind of like the shipping warehouse, packaging products for delivery. And lysosomes are the cleanup crew, the garbage disposal. It's a perfectly coordinated dance.
All this activity, all these millions of chemical reactions firing off inside the cell and throughout your body, well, it has a name, metabolism. It's pretty much the sum total of all the chemical work your body is doing at any given moment.
And metabolism basically has two sides to it. On one hand, you've got anabolism. That's the building up phase. Think of a construction crew taking small bricks to build a huge wall. On the other hand, there's catabolism. That's the breaking down phase, like a demolition crew taking that wall apart to release energy. Building up and breaking down, it is the constant cycle that keeps you going.
Okay, so we have these incredible living factories, the cells. But a single factory can't build the city. Cells are team players. They don't work alone. They organize themselves into these highly efficient teams. And that brings us to our next level of organization, tissues.
So what exactly is a tissue? It's simple, really. It's just a group of similar cells that have teamed up for a common purpose. They all work together to perform a specialized job that one cell could never do on its own.
Now, given how incredibly complex the human body is, you might think there are hundreds of different types of tissues. But here's the surprising part. There are only 4. That's it. Just 4 fundamental teams that build absolutely everything in your body. And here are those 4 teams. First, you have the covering crew, your epithelial tissue, which forms your skin and the lining of your organs. Then there's the support crew, or connective tissue. Think bone and cartilage that holds everything together. The movement crew is your muscle tissue, which lets you move around. And finally, the communication crew, nervous tissue,
which acts as the body's wiring, sending signals everywhere. So, with all these different cells and tissues and crews working together, there has to be some kind of master control system, right? A way to make sure everything stays in perfect balance no matter what's going on in the outside world.
So how does your body do it? How does it stop things from just spiraling out of control and keep trillions of cells all working in harmony? Well, the answer lies in this beautiful and really elegant process of self-regulation.
This process is called homeostasis. It's your body's #1 mission, to maintain a stable, consistent internal environment. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold outside, your body's working tirelessly, 24/7, to keep its internal conditions like temperature and pH in a super narrow, perfect range.
And the body's main tool for this is the negative feedback loop. Think of it like a constant 3-step dance. First, a receptor detects a change. Let's say you get too hot. Second, your body counteracts that change. It makes you sweat. And third, that action restores the balance, cooling you back down. Detect, counteract, restore. This loop is running for thousands of different things inside you right this second.
Okay, we've journeyed from a single atom all the way up to the body's master control system. Now it's time to zoom back out and look at the complete, incredible picture.
And this is it, the complete blueprint of you. It's a logical, beautiful progression. Non-living atoms form molecules. Those molecules assemble into living cells. The cells team up to form tissues. Different tissues combine to build organs, like your heart or your stomach. And finally, all those organs work together in systems to form the complete organism. You.
It's honestly staggering when you really think about it. From non-living atoms to a thinking, feeling being, every single level of organization logically builds upon the last one to create the incredible complexity that is you. It's an absolute masterpiece of biological engineering.
And that leaves us with a fascinating question. We now know our bodies are constantly rebuilding themselves, following this blueprint day after day, with old cells being replaced by new ones. So think about this. Are you, physically, the same person you were a year ago? Thanks for joining me on this journey.